opportunity to take part in this seminar that you have organized, a very important subject. I have been specially requested to speak on the word or shabda according to the Hindu concept. The great poet Kalidas, in one of his immortal kavyas, Raghuvansa, while invoking the Lord of the universe, said, as a word and its meaning are inseparably mixed, so also the Lord of the universe and his consort, Parvati, to whom I pay my homage. A word and its meaning are inseparable. There was never an idea without a corresponding word, or a word without a corresponding idea. The word and the thought are inseparable. The external part of one and the same thing is what we call word, and the internal part is what we call thought. No man can, by analysis, separate thought from word. The word is external vibration of sound. This, when carried inward by the sense currents, makes the meaning of the word. The original scriptures of the Hindus, the Vedas, are simply words that have the mystical power to produce effect if the sound intonation is right. There are certain sacred words called mantras which have got great mystical power. When repeated under proper conditions, they produce these extraordinary powers. The Vedas are the external words out of which the whole universe has been produced. Whatever is there in this world is a manifestation of thought, and thought can only manifest itself through words. The Vedas were not written, the words are the Vedas. The entire world is the manifestation of the mass of words. The sound is the beginning of creation. According to Hindu ideas, in the beginning, Prajapati, or the Lord of creation, alone existed. He alone was the universe. He had birth as his own and second to him. Vedanta affords the theory of Spota in order to explain the process of creation. Creation is a manifestation of the universe as names and forms. The universe as perceived by our senses is the form behind which stands the eternal, the inexpressible, the essence of all forms and names, designated by the Vedic seers as the Word. The eternal Spota, the essential and eternal material of all ideas and names, is the power which the Lord creates, through which the Lord creates the universe. This power is called Nada Brahman. The Spota has one word as its only possible symbol, and this is Om. Om and the eternal Spota are inseparable. The whole universe may be supposed to have been created from eternal Om. The Vedanta maintains that the sacred Om is constantly vibrating throughout this universe. It becomes audible when one's mind is purified through long and steady spiritual practice and self-control. It is heard by the yogis. The sound Om is called Anavata Dhani, the uninterrupted sound of the spheres. This spontaneous sound is constantly going on by itself. People immersed in oneness do not hear it. Incidentally, let me tell you, we had one great Swami in our Ramakrishna mission, he is no more. He was a disciple of Ponimara Sargadevi. Those who knew him intimately, they knew this Swami, whose name was Swami Santanandaji, who was held in high esteem by one and all, when we go to him and sit at his holy feet in our headquarters, Perur Mall, of his own, just to inspire us, we then just joined. Spontaneously he heard some sound from the navel going towards head, Om, like that. And that was in the years 1911 or 12. And since the day he passed away from this world, throughout his life, he went on hearing that Anahata Dhvani. So as it is said, the sound Om is called Anahata Dhvani, the uninterrupted sound of the spheres. This spontaneous sound is constantly going on by itself. People immersed in worldliness do not hear it. Only whose mind is purified through spiritual practice and self-control can hear it. Around the word Om are centered all the different religious ideas in India. All various religious ideas of the Vedas have gathered themselves around the word Om. This word has been retained at every stage of religious growth in India, and it has made all various ideas of God. Monists, dualists, monodualists, separatists, even atheists took up this word Om. Om has become the one symbol for the religious aspiration of the vast majority of human beings. Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, slok 13, Om iti ekaksharam brahma vaharam mam anusmaran ja prayati tajam deham sa jati param goti. By repeating the monosyllable Om, which is Brahman, and thinking of me, he who departs, leaving the body, attains the highest goal, param gati. The word Om is considered Brahman itself, since it expresses Brahman or symbol of Brahman. Om is considered both as ultimate reality and the medium connecting man and God. Om is both God and the aid by which one realizes God. The rishis and sages practiced austerity to realize the knowledge of Brahman. After attaining perfection, one hears the sound of this eternal word rising spontaneously from the navel. One may ask, how do I gain? By hearing the sound only. You hear the roar of the ocean from a distance. By following the roar, you can reach the ocean. As long as there is the roar, there must also be the ocean. By following the trail of Om, you attain Brahman, of which the word is just the symbol.